that song? I dedicated that song to myself. That's my song. And you know, I realized something. I realized something. I realized why I like being on stage. Because I'm finally the height I want to be. Tell you guys what to do. Dean, I will not fuck with you because I fuck with you all the time. Lance, you thought if you looked down I wouldn't say something to you? Trying to be the Brad Pitt of the Philippines. No. Nobody is safe. No. In reality, Allison, how are you, beautiful? I love you. I won't mess with you. I like you too much. But I'm excited. I'd like to say thank you for having me back, but it's my place. So I'm here. It's crazy, but I gotta tell you something. There is something that I know that all of you at one point in your life have wanted to ask me. And I'm gonna get it out of the way. Sometimes when I meet new people, they're like, they want to ask me, they don't ask me. Then I have longtime friends who want to ask me, they don't ask me. And it's about my looks. It's about my looks. It's a big part of my life. First of all, I got to tell you, you guys all look amazing, so give yourselves a round of applause. You look amazing, amazing. It's like some anti-aging shit. You guys look amazing. But speaking of looks, I'm going to answer that question for everyone. Everyone just take a good look. Take a good look. And the answer to the question everybody has is, no, I do not have a nose job. I don't, and it's okay, you guys can laugh all you want, it's not a big deal. You want to know why? Because I'm aware. But when you're not aware, it's a big deal. When I was a little kid, people would make fun of my nose. I wouldn't even know what was going on, I was lost. But I'm aware now, so you can laugh all you want. But I remember one story in particular. I'll never forget this, man. My mom, she moved us after my parents divorced into a beautiful neighborhood, right onto a gang street. And my brother and I lived on that street, and that street was tough. It was tough, and I figured, you know what? Instead of being chased by vatos the whole time, I'm going to join a gang. So I was actually in a gang, and I know it's a little bit tough for you guys to understand. You guys might judge me, but I was in a gang for about 3 minutes. I was. 3 minutes total. Serious. Lance. But let me tell you something. I just remember we went to this dude's house off of 183rd Street in his garage, because that's where Latinos do most of their shit. And I was like, bro, we're ready. Me and my two friends, I only had 2 friends in that neighborhood. I said, let's do it, let's go. He said, no problem. You guys want to get jumped in the gang? I said, let's go. He jumps us in the gang, me and my 2 friends. And there's a process. You guys may not understand it, but there is a process. So they jump us in the gang. They give us a good beating for like 1 minute. And we take it. It was more like a slap fight, but we endured it. After that, they took us and they said, we're going to shave your head. I said, oh, shit, I didn't even know that. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to look like with a shaved head? I was like, oh, I'm going to do it anyway because we're here. Oh, by the way, you have a very nice garage. Your father did amazing things with the floor. So they shave our head. We're standing there. He looks at my little vato friend and he's like, bro. And my friend was really pale, really light-skinned Mexican dude. He's like, you look amazing, bro. Let's get this, let's get this. Little Thumper. Little Thumper was the guy who gave us the name. And just so you know, that gang name that you get is the name that stays with you forever. You're not going to lose it. So it's got to be a good one. But I knew mine would be good. I knew it. He looks at my pale little friend. He looks at it, shaved head. He looks at me, he's like, I got it, vato. You're little Casper. I go, oh my God, little Casper. Not so friendly ghost. I said, but that's kind of tough. Then he looks at my other friend. My other friend's kind of dark. And my friend at 14 was ugly. Nobody's ugly at 14. He was ugly, bro. Bags under his eyes. I was like, oh my God, what is he going to give him? my friend's standing right there, little thumper staring at him with that foot turned. He's like looking at him, because they gotta do that. For some reason, Mexican guys like turn that foot. Everything's very scary. And he looks at him, he's like, I got it, bro. And I was waiting. And as he walked by my friend, he looked at me. He's like, I was like, shit. What? Is it my turn? He said, no, let me get this dude. I was like, okay. But he made a good pass at me, right? And he looks at my friend. He's like, I got it. You're a little creeper. I go, oh my God. Little creeper. I would love to be a little creeper. You know why? Because back in the 80s, and you dudes don't know nothing about this, the little kids in the back, man, your gang name was everything. Because if you heard that somebody was coming to your junior high to whoop your ass, they're like, who? Little creeper. Fuck, make you want to tell your parents to sell their house. I was like, we gotta get the fuck out of this neighborhood. Let's go now, right? Everybody, he's coming. And that little creeper was like, fucking little small guy. It still made you want to sell your bike and move away. So then all of a sudden he comes back to me and he spends a little time and he's like looking at me. He's like staring at me. He's like, look up. He like, turn that way, Vato. And then he did a circle around my head. I said, fuck, I cannot wait. Remember, it's going to be with me for life. And he says, I got it. This is perfect. You're little Pinocchio. Who's going to be afraid of little Pinocchio? Anybody who's in a show was just going to straight punch me in the nose. I said, I can't be little Pinocchio. It's not going to work. I can't be in that game. Nobody's going to be, because I can't fight. I weigh like 127 pounds. I said, I could do 8 push-ups. He's like, all right, Vato, what do you want to do? I said, I want to quit the game. He says, oh, we got to jump you out of the game. I said, oh, shit. Just give me another name. He looks at me, he says, I got it. You're little toucan. I said, little toucan, like the bird. I said, I will never be able to eat at Islands ever again. Because that's my favorite sandwich is a little toucan. I'm telling you. It was rough having a big nose. And the problem was I wasn't aware. I remember one time I was riding my bike with my friend, man. We used to go over that bridge, over the 91 on 183rd or 166, and we were flying. And this was back in the days when your bike was your best friend. Kids today don't even know what a bike is. I asked my kids, where's your bike? Didn't know I had one. I bought you 3 bikes. What do you mean you don't know? My bike and my skateboard was my best friend. And I was riding my bike. Again, I was unaware. I was hauling ass over the 183rd bridge. And I look over to tell my friend something. I know what I was probably telling him. Yo, let's go to Yum Yum Donuts and play Pac-Man. And as I turn my head, he's like, yo, don't turn your head or you might take sail. Me? I look at my little buddy, he's like, for real? Why? Because in my house, I just had a mirror that was straight on. I had no clue. So I didn't know. So it was a little tough. I'm telling you. Until that one fateful day I went to my best friend's house. His name was Diego. I used to ride my bike over there every day. I walk into Diego's house. I'm like, Diego, it's like 7:30 in the morning. Rode my bike over there. Frost on your nose. I was like, yo, Diego, can I use your bathroom? He said, sure. I walk into his bathroom. And I do the first thing that Latinos do. We go through your medicine cabinet. It's just what happens. If you let us in your house, I'm gonna look through what is a fact. Because I wanna know the shit that's happening in this house. My house, one Band-Aid. Right? You go to a white person's house, every fucking thing you can imagine. New skin. What the fuck is new skin? I was like, oh my God. So I'll never forget it. And this, if you remember anything, this is a true story. I walk in there, I was like looking in the mirror. I was like, oh, I've never seen a mirror like that before. And it was a 3-way mirror. Dude, this is true. I open that thing, this one clicks open, and I get a spot of Pinocchio. I go, oh my God, now I realize the jokes, and I was aware. So I'm telling you, once you're aware, it's tough, right? But here's the big thing. This is what I learned. This is what I learned. And I read this in some scientific journal. It was fucking internet. But I read something, and it said this. It said there are 2 things on your body that will continually grow the rest of your life. Did you know that?
Yes.
You know that?
Yes.
So what are the 2 things that will continue? That's right. So to my cousin Robbie, it's your ears. Robbie, my cousin Robbie, thinks he looks like Paul Rudd. I think he looks like Dumbo. And the second thing that will continually grow is your nose. So I'm screwed. But you know what's lucky for Robbie and I? We get in free as Pinocchio and Dumbo into Disneyland. We do. But here's the only caveat. We have to walk around the park holding hands. And you know what pisses me off the most about the whole day? Is those little kids trying to run up to me and punch Pinocchio in the ear. In the nose, right? They always want to punch me in the nose. Luckily for me, Robbie hears them coming. It's tough, man. So, I just started boxing. Anybody do any fitness boxing around here? Anybody? Bunch of weak asses now? There you go.
Emma?
No one will survive Armageddon. So I just started boxing. And why do you think I started boxing? What would you think I started boxing for? There's only 2 reasons. Self-defense, right? And fitness. That's not why I joined. I'm trying to get that free insurance money, break my nose. Right? I have a record of 0-7. So to all those people who don't know what that means, I lost all 7 of my fights. But I'm really good at blocking punches with my nose. But it will not break. It will not break. It's rough. So, I gotta tell you something. Just looking out into this room, I feel there's a lot of Latin pride. Can I get some noise? Latin pride. Big time. Don't worry, Sharon. You can cry. The Filipinos will never clap for the Latins. The Latins will clap for the Filipinos. The Filipinos will not clap. But you know what? Traveling the world and being everywhere and seeing everything, there is one group of people that I know for a fact are the most prideful. They are, hold on. The most prideful Latinos. And I know there's Brazilians out there and Venezuelans, and everyone's going to tell you they're the most prideful. Prideful. But for me, there's only one that are the most. CJ, hit him. They did not. But is it true? Mexican people are prideful. They're inherently tough. And I hear it from Mexican people out there. Let's go, right? It's a fact. Mexican people are so prideful that they name their kids Jesus. Think about it. And the only reason they get away with it is because they say it's Jesus. But here's what I think. Where's my boy Steve Gray? Whitest guy I know. Raise your hand, Steve. If I woke up one day and I was white as vanilla ice like Steve, you know what I would do? I would raise a family. Or, oh, there you are, James. And I would be like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have 3 kids. 3 kids. Colby. You got to do the new thing. Chandler. Where the fuck that name came from, right? And then I would name the third one Jesus. You know what? And then I put them all on the same soccer team. And the coach would walk up to you and go, oh, hello, Sergio. Sergio, it's very nice to meet you. I am very happy that I've met your kids. Colby, Chandler, and Jesus. Stop that shit. It's Jesus. You are only to address my kid Jesus. And then... Mexican people get away with it, bro. Jesus sounds normal. I went to county jail one time in my life. That's another story. Don't be tripping, Satanas. Don't be tripping. You know how many dudes I met with the name Jesus? Trust me, it means nothing. But these three dudes would be on a soccer team, right? And I would just love it. I would stand on the sideline with one of those big bullhorns. And I would like, run, Colby! Run! Get him! Chandler, attack it down the sideline. Go, Chandler, down the sideline. Pass the ball to Jesus. Jesus, attack! Attack, Jesus! And every Karen on the soccer field would be pissed off. But that's what I would do. You know why I would do that? Because it would feel good. It would be Jesus. I would be pissed off at anyone who called him Jesus. Another thing that really tells me that Mexican people are the most prideful is the saying that they have. Do you know the saying? Si se puede. Si se puede. And they will use that shit with everything. I remember one time I was watching a World Cup soccer game. It was 3-0. 3-0 with 2 minutes left. And the dude behind me starts to, si se puede. Trust me, bro, no se puede not. It's not happening. Not gonna happen. I think there should be parameters around where they could use it, right? And I already see it in the crowd, I can see these people already, some Mexican people giving me that look. Oh, when did Mexico lose 3-0? It's just a joke. It's not a big deal. But it was probably Italy or Argentina. I'm just saying. But inherently, Mexicans are tough. I had an appointment the other day. It took me 4 weeks to get this appointment. I showed up, did everything I was supposed to do, and I heard the dude say his name was Juan. And I was like, shit, this actually really happened. I said, oh, and Juan, where are you from? Mexico, why, bro? Fuck, shit, he's gonna beat me up. I said, bro, because you're my new doctor. It's not a big deal, like, settle down. And people know that Mexican guys are inherently tough. Is that not true? Wait, hold on. To all the Mexican guys, are your wives letting you talk right now? Don't be scared, get scared. No. Mira, Eddie no me ha dicho ni mierda. Yeah, Eddie's afraid. But the reality is, with Mexican people, or even Latinos in general, the people who run the show are the Latina women. It's true. That's why my boy John jumped to the Filipino tribe. He's telling you. John jumped ship so fast, like, bam! What? Is she Mexican? No, what is she? She's Filipino. That's done. But let me tell you, some Latin women, like most black women, we'll talk about that later. Latin women, they're sweet and spicy. It's true, right? It's like eating those spicy Cheetos. And you don't know what you're gonna get from them. You don't. So being raised by a bunch of Hispanic women, I realized one thing. I gotta devise a plan. I need to categorize my Latin women. So I came up with a plan. And I'm categorizing. And it actually works, I gotta tell you. So you have your category number 1, Latina woman. And that Latina woman, I call her You're Disneyland Latina. Now, what does that mean? She's gonna walk around with her Minnie Mouse ears, eating her Minute Maid little slushie. She's happy going down Main Street and nothing will bother her. It's not happening. Ladies and gentlemen, have you all met my sister-in-law, Sophia? I just want to meet a prince, right? And you don't have to be as scared, because that category 1, that's easy. It's easy. Now you got your category 2 Latina. And your category 2 Latina, I call her the Knott's Berry Farm Latina. Now that Latina, you gotta be careful. She might pop off at any minute. She's wearing her Vans with a little hole in the toe. She's a little cha-cha. Her eyeliner came out a little bit, right? And she's having a good time eating her kettle corn. And she might whoop your ass, but she might not. She will think about it. She will, before she reacts, right? That's your what? That's your number 2, that's your Knott's Berry Farm Latina. But your category number 3 Latina, you guys are all gonna thank me. You jumped to a white girl, I see that. He's like, I'm gonna get a white girl with bangs, right? But listen, but the Latina that you really need to be careful for, and this is code red, and this is some shit, this is serious. The 3rd category Latina is your Six Flags Magic Mountain Latina. Have you all been there? It is very common to hear the woman in line say, "Here, hold my baby, I'm gonna whoop his ass." Oh, I heard this. And order me some churros and nachos with extra jalapenos. And the girl who received the baby was like, "This shit happens all the time." I'm like, what is happening? So I have devised a plan for you. And that'll make it easy for you. So Latina women, we see you, we know what's up with you. Another thing that Latinos do that really tripped me out is we give nicknames to people, man. Have you noticed that? Everybody's got a Hispanic dude who's like 47, his name's Gordo. Weighing like 155 pounds. I'm like, who called you that? My mom. Slap her. Like, what is happening? And once they give, being in the Latin family is like being in a game. They give you that nickname, it's done. You're done. You beat Blondie with bangs. That's it, done. Oh, esa niña ahí, mira, everyone look at her. Look at this beautiful one. Ella's Miss Farrah Fawcett. No, that's it. She's done. Man, my parents, man, I was so nervous. We would have our friends over, and we lived in an eclectic neighborhood. I love that word. Oh, you private school kids don't know what this shit that means. Eclectic neighborhood. We had everyone. Everything across the board we had. This is, of course, before we moved to the gang street. Thank you, Mom. Where's the camera? Thank you, Mom, for that. Thank you for teaching me how to fight with a skateboard in my hand. No, but seriously, man, my parents, it would freak me out. My friends would be like, bro, I'll be at your house. I can't wait to be there. I was like, My parents will probably insult you. It's gonna happen. It's because what we do. I had one friend, I'll never forget it, man. He had just very little pimples on his face. And this is a true story. My mom looked at me and said, ¿Y qué quiere comer el feo? What does an ugly dude want to eat? I was like, Mom! And my friend's like, what does that mean? Oh, it means cutie pie. I have no idea. I don't know what it means. Fuck, Mommy, you just called my friend feo. Oh, no. Me siento mal, I feel bad, but he's ugly. I was like, kill me, man. And then my brother and I, and my sister. Where's my sister? Shout out to my sister. Man, we have these two best friends. Two Filipino dudes who live next door to us. Not these two dudes. These dudes are hired Filipinos. And he's still doing that shit with his chin, trying to get laid. Stop. Lance is the hottest nurse I know.
Yes.
Dean is just the sexiest Filipino I know. But listen, I'll never forget. So we lived next door to these two dudes, my best friends. And you know when you have friends, you don't want to offend them. You want to be best friends for life. Brian and David. Remember that, Mark? That was our best friends, man. Dude, my mom. And I'm telling you right now, in the 70s and 80s, people were not maybe they were. My parents were not racist. They were just dumb. It was just dumb, smoking the Virginia Slims and insulting your friends. So I'll never forget it. My mom came outside, we were riding wheelies, fucking on your bike again, having a good time. And my mom comes out, she looks at me and she's like, honey, in her broken ass in English, 4'2", honey, ask your chinos if they want to come over. We're gonna eat fried rice. I was like, there, dude, I rode my bike over there, my flat tire. I said, Mom, stop. And then I was like, that's probably why I think I'm Filipino, right? I was like, they're Filipino. She said, no, todos son chinos. Hey, and you guys all know, all you Hispanics know that. We're some racist fucking people, man. Dude, you get chinos driving, like, that chino sucks driving. I go, it's just a person with black hair, Mom. Like, stop. Like, why are you insulting people? But there was one time where my mom almost blew it for me. And I was fearful. So I was a strong 2.3 GPA student in junior high. I didn't like school, man. I wanted to see what the girls were wearing and where the parties were, and I was out the door, bro. I never stayed at school. One day someone's like, there's 6 periods. I said, holy shit, 6? I've only been to 4 the whole way through. I never owned a book in my life. No, I'm just kidding. And I'm telling you, man, it was tough growing up in that area. It was. And I literally was like, let me tell you something, Mom, I just got to get through 8th grade. And I'll never forget where that nickname came back and haunted me. My mom says to me one day, hey, Sergio, you should invite your negro friend over. We're going to make chicken. I said, Mom, he's standing right next to me. And then she looks at my friend and she goes, Mr. Negro, do you like fried chicken? And I was like, Mom! And I literally ran in the kitchen and I said, Mom, he's from India. And his name is Dopinder. And if you mess up this relationship, I will not pass Algebra 1. And my mom literally said to me, it's not my fault, you're stupid. Porque para mí, for me, he's black. He's not black. Oh my God. It was tough. I'll never forget it. My mom had this sister. Aldrin, your hair looks great, dude. Like that. Like your hair flowing like, look, everyone look at Aldrin. Your hair looks great, bro. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it, man. It was tough being in my family. In a Hispanic family, there's always one tia who thinks she's better than everyone. And it could be Filipino too. She thought she was better than everyone. And my mom's sister, she would tell everyone, I'm an estate manager. Estate manager? I'm 13 years old with my BMX bike. Couldn't even afford a donut. Oh my God. But she never explained what her job duties were. She was a housekeeper. Estate manager. And she was rude. And I just remember this. And it's so cool, you know what I'm doing right now? I'm being respectful. Because I'm not calling her by her name. Because my mom's going to watch this video and go, ¿Cuál tía? All of them sucked. but I will never forget it. This is one of my memories. This is probably the reason why I'm on stage right now. With my lifters and my shoes. Because let me don't be pointing at them. Because let me tell you something. My tía used to chop me down. I'll never forget it. I would see my aunt. She'd be like, "Oye, hijo, ¿cómo estás?" And she would give me a big hug, and she would always grab your fat. And then she got a good look at me, and she said, "I'm just so surprised. Oh, you didn't convince your parents to get you a nose job?" Like I'm 13 years old. And then I would walk away. Oh, and by the way, you're not going to be very tall. I'm like, God. So finally I told my mom, you know what? I'm gonna confront my aunt. Because she's been a terrorist to everyone. And I told my mom, I said, I'm confronting her, it's going to happen. Everything's going to happen. And I gave my mom like 6 or 7 reasons why I'm going to confront my mom. And it was funny because my mom was like, And at the very end I said, so you get it? I'm doing it, right? She says, no, you can't. I said, why? She goes, porque tiene problemas con los tiroides. For all you white people, she's got a problem with her thyroid. I said, well then tell her to stop eating her thyroid. Because she was no Sofia Vergara. It was tough, man. It was really tough. Oh man. Actually, let me take a break. I'm so glad they put a stool up here because getting older sucks, huh? Shit, I feel like I'm playing basketball. Let me just take a seat for a second. Oh, that feels a lot better. You guys having a good time? Good. So, getting older is a reality. It's happening. You can do whatever you want. It's going to get you. The other day I turned on K-Earth 101. I was like, I want to listen to some Beatles and some Elvis. No, it was Depeche Mode and Beastie Boys. When did that happen? I was depressed the entire day. This is why, for me, I can't understand why guys my age would date younger women. It makes no sense to me. Now listen. I see some of you perverts out here right now. I can see you. And I know what you guys are thinking. And if the wives will turn around and look at their husbands right now, and if they grin, they're perverts. Take a look at them. Yeah, nobody even wants to look. But the reality is this. There are things that change as you get older, right? And there are things that you can mitigate against, right? So let's say you meet a girl. I have a very good friend who's my age. He dates a 28-year-old. Oh shit, I'm not that fucking old. That whole group over there is like average age 13. Oh my God. But my buddy dates 28-year-olds and he's bragging to me about it. I was like, bro, you're gonna have a problem. Because this might be fun for right now. Just wait till she wants to have an overnight with you. Because there are a few things that you could do to mitigate your age. You can work out. You can get a nice little haircut, make yourself look young. You could dress young. You could tan, right? You could work on it. You could even go on testosterone. I'm just saying. You could. And now they call it testosterone replacement therapy. The reverse aging, right? Now, listen, I gotta be honest with you. This room smells like testosterone. But I am not here to call anybody out. I'm not gonna call anybody out. Allison, I swear I'm not calling anybody out. But Joe, if I say anything wrong about testosterone, will you help me? Right? So imagine you're dating a younger girl. And she's like, oh my God, she had to do that shit with her lady. I really like this relationship. And I think we're having so much fun. Let's go on a trip. You're screwed. Let me tell you why. Because when I traveled in my 20s, it was cash, condoms, and credit cards. Well, hair gel and Aquanet and all that shit, right? Right? If you want to know how old you are, look at your toiletry bag. Just look at it. Mine looks like a Walgreens. I'm serious. Let's talk about what's in there. It's packed. I can't even find a toiletry bag big enough anymore. I got Tums. Hold on. But you might need Rolaids. Right? You got baby aspirin for chest pain. Right? You got contact lenses. Readers. Hold on. Backup readers. No, because everyone does that shit, right? Like 3.85 isn't enough. Let's get the 4.0s, right? You got icy hot. Back might be hurt. But then that might not work, so you get Bengay. My thing is packed, right? And then all your medications. And don't forget the most important thing. Huh? Oh, yeah. You need Vicks. You put that shit on your nose. It's super sexy. On the bottom of your feet. Hispanics thing. Have you heard this? Hispanics believe this. That if you put it on the bottom of your feet, you won't have cancer. So let's just say you check into the hotel with this young, delicious. Oh, sorry. No. Let's say you check into the hotel with this 28-year-old. Man, Jose Luis won't even look at me. Where's he at? He's so scared right now. Myra's like an eagle. And you check into the hotel with this broad, right? And you're like, I got it. And you're having a good back day. Your knees don't hurt. You're walking in there looking like you did pull-ups all day, right? Because that's weird, right? At this age, sometimes I wake up, I'm like, my hip hurts. Why does my hip hurt? But you want to hear something crazy? I messed up my back really bad the other day. Guess what I was doing? Sleeping. Nothing at all. So let's just say you check into the hotel with this little cutie pie, right? This is what I told my buddy this. This is what I would do. I would take my toiletry bag and I would take out my, I don't know what cologne the kids are wearing today, Dracar. I would take out my Versace, I would put it out on the counter. I would take my electric toothbrush, put it out there, a few things, that was it. And then I would take my entire Walgreens with my knee brace and my ankle brace, and I would put it under the counter. And I put a towel on top of it. So let's say she doesn't see that, and you make it through. But what's gonna happen? You're gonna have to make pee-pee like 3-4 times a night. And let me tell you why. This is a public service announcement for all you young broads out there thinking to date older dudes, such as me. You know what older dudes all have in common? Do you know what it is? Tia Teresa, do you know what it is? I'm gonna tell you right now, be careful, I will get you. You know what it is? We all have enlarged prostates. We do. So could you imagine dating this, and all of a sudden you wake up in the morning, she looks over, and says, oh my God, let's just say Dean. Oh my God, Dean, that was amazing. And I am just wondering why you got up 3 or 4 times to make pee-pee. Don't worry, I know what I would say. Nah, baby, I wasn't making pee-pee. I do a push-up regimen in the middle of the night to look good for you. All right? But you're still not out of the woods. You're not. Because then all of a sudden, you're walking, and you're in the, and it was a good night, right? Your bladder's empty, you're happy as shit. And you're walking through the hotel. Oh, see, that even hurts my back. Let's just do it this way. And then all of a sudden, she drops her keys. Oh, shit! No, I'm serious. The other day, I made a sound. I dropped something the other day at the bank. Everyone in line was like, oh. Because the sound that came out of my mouth, I was like, oh. I just, maybe it's my hammer toe or my knee that's hurting. So I literally was like, so imagine you're walking through the hotel with her. You're almost home free. You're probably going to get another night with her. And she drops her keys. And you're like, oh, shit. what you would have to do. This is what I would do. I would pray for a furniture piece. I'd be like, oh. Right? It's true. This shit happens even when you're by yourself in your house and you're like, but then you gotta make it up. It's like, because this needs better than that needs. But this needs better to get down. Right? And then you're like, do you think you're gonna get laid again by this broad? She's gonna be like, you're worse than my dad, because you're probably older than her dad. Right? But I have it. I have it. To all you perverts, I have it. This is what I would do. All right, you ready? She drops her keys. Bam, they hit the floor. I will go. Bam. It's 2024, bitch. Go get your own keys. Don't let me hold you back. Thank you guys very much. Thank you. Hold on. I gotta tell you something. You know, you guys laughed harder about my nose jobs than I thought. I'm serious, because I thought you guys were my friends. But you laughed a little bit harder about my nose. So the next charity event we do is a fundraiser for my nose. Thank you guys, I appreciate it.